Hi there, I'm Artie, and I used to play the hell out of every Wii game I owned, including classics like Carnival Games Mini Golf, Ben 10 Alien Force, Toy Story Mania, and one that you actually might know, Skylanders Giants. In fact, every game in the Skylanders series, at least the ones I played, went pretty hard, which is exactly why I'm going to be going over them today. Skylanders was a series consisting of 6 games, not including the mobile spin-offs, developed by Toys for Bob and published by Activision, and it ran from 2011 to 2016. The basic gist of the entire series was that you had these collectible figurines, which you could place on a portal that connects to your console. Then the toy you have will be transported into the game using NFC tags built into the toy's base. It wasn't the first of its genre, named Toys to Life, but it was the first game that really popularised said genre, with the first game in the series, Spyro's Adventure, being the top-selling console and handheld video game worldwide as of 2012. The main catch of the whole series, however, the things that brought in the big bucks, were the actual Skylanders toys themselves. I said Spyro's Adventure was the top-selling game of 2012, and that would have raked in a lot of money, but in that same year, Activision had sold over 30 million physical Skylanders toys. Considering these things were like, I don't know, 10 to 15 US dollars a pop, that's an easy $300 million and counting, just from the first game. Well, now we know the series was incredibly profitable for Activision, but you might still be wondering, what actually was the game about? All of the Skylanders games have the same core gameplay, with each game introducing a gimmick, which we'll go over later. The main gameplay was a pretty basic beat-em-up, puzzle-solving 3D platformer. Every game is split up into big levels, or chapters, in which you have to explore the level to complete a main objective. Along the way you can find hidden rooms, solve puzzles, and beat the living hell out of anyone you come across. As the player, you take the position of a Portal Master, a person that can summon Skylanders at will. You can place your toys on the Portal of Power and it will place a digital version of the character in your game, which you can control. Each character is pretty much the same, but with different attacks and abilities. In later games, certain Skylanders have gimmicks that you'll need to get to certain areas. One thing I forgot to mention earlier, there are 8 elements, later 10, that each Skylander is grouped into. Earth, Air, Fire, Water, Magic, Tech, Life, and Undead, and later Light and Dark. Certain areas in levels are element locked, meaning you need a Skylander from the element the area is locked by to get into it. That means that if you want to 100% the game, you're going to at least need one Skylander from each element. Also, all Skylanders are forwards compatible, so you can use the Skylander from the first game in the most recent one, but not the other way around. With general gameplay out of the way, let's move on to the specifics. Now, the only games I've really played through thoroughly are the second one, Giants, and the most recent one, Imaginators. So I'll be going into these, in a bit more depth. In Skylanders Giants, you learn about an ancient group of Skylanders known as Giants, our very first new gimmick. These Giants are bigger and tankier, but slower than normal Skylanders, with even the figurine being about twice the size of normal figurines. These Giants also have the ability to destroy walls that normal Skylanders would have to use bombs to destroy, jump through weak pieces of ground to access hidden areas, and achieve feats of strength to get special rewards. Spyro's Adventure had 32 unique Skylanders, and Giants only expanded upon this with 16 new Skylanders, 8 of which being Giants. Quick side note, just for this video, I bought the 2 Giants I was missing off some friends, and let's just say one of these was a little more convoluted than normal sales. That's a story for another time. Anyway, in this one you learn about this ancient society of robots called the Archeans, which ruled over Skylands, the setting of the game, with a literal iron fist, the Iron Fist of Arcus. You learn that Giants destroyed the Archeans and left the fist to rot in the lost city of Arcus. Many years later, however, the main antagonist of the series, Chaos, with a K, finds an ancient Archean robot and brings it back to life, now on a mission to find the Iron Fist of Arcus and take over Skylands. You, the player, then team up with Captain Flynn, the best character, and his crew, and use his ship, the Dread Yacht, to sail Skylands and put a stop to Chaos. I absolutely loved this game. I had nearly all the Skylanders for it and have completed it at least 3 times. There's so much to love about it. While the graphics are obviously a bit dated, with the game coming out way back in 2012, the story is surprisingly good, the level design is amazing, the puzzles are challenging, the characters are well defined and different from one another, the voice acting is stellar, the gameplay is super fun, and the boss fights are great. Overall, I would definitely recommend giving it a play if you can scrounge up a few Skylanders, a portal of power, and the game itself. Fun fact, actually, you don't need any giants to finish the game. You obviously can't 100% it, but you can at least finish the game with only one Skylander. Skylanders Imaginators is the most recent game in the series. Its gimmick was actually super interesting. In this one, you get some special figurines called creation crystals, which can be placed on your portal of power to make your own custom Skylanders with different skill sets and appearances. And you can make some zany stuff. I remember actually, just before the release of Imaginators, there was this mobile app called Skylanders Creator or something, where you could try out the character creation before the game was actually released, and then scan your Skylander into the game when you got it. In Imaginators, you learn about this stuff called mind magic, which apparently some ancient civilization used to do stuff with. I don't know, I forgot already. Anyway, when Chaos learns about the mind magic, he uses it to create super powerful enemies called Doomlanders. Now, it's your job to also harness this mind magic to create your own Skylanders, known as Imaginators, and put a stop to Chaos and his plans. This game is pretty good overall, definitely not the best Skylanders game, but the graphics are nice. The level design is good, and the story is pretty good too. The only real complaint I have about this game is the boss fights. I don't know what it is about them, they're all just kind of samey and boring as you're just fighting Doomlanders over and over and over again. Now for a quick overview of the rest of the main series Skylanders games. In Spyro's Adventure, the first game in the series, something called the Core of Light is destroyed by Chaos, allowing a big evil thing called the Darkness to take over Skylands. It's your job as a Portal Master to recover the eternal source of each element and restore the Core of Light. In Swap Force, you learn about this volcano that erupts every 100 years and replenishes all of the magic in Skylands. 100 years ago, at the last eruption, Chaos' mother tried to destroy it, but the volcano was protected by Skylanders. However, the volcano then erupted, giving these Skylanders the power to swap their tops and bottoms. Anyway, back in the present, Chaos is back and doing something evil that wasn't clear when I skimmed over the Wikipedia article. In Trap Team, you learn about these villains called the Doom Raiders, which once wreaked havoc upon Skylands. Anyway, Chaos blew up the prison that they're contained in, and it's your job to get everyone back in there, using new trap masters and traps. In Superchargers, there are cars. Alright, time for the spin-offs. Skylanders actually had a surprising number of mobile games and one browser game, all of which have been discontinued or removed from the App Store. Skylanders Universe was a browser-based multiplayer game, and from what I hear of it, it was basically Skylanders Club Penguin. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Skylanders Cloud Patrol was the best mobile game, being an arcade-style shoot-'em-up where you have to try and hit as many trolls as you can without hitting a bomb or something and dying. Skylanders Battlegrounds was a weird mobile version of Skylanders where you would use a Bluetooth portal to put your Skylanders into the game. You'd then move around on a hexagonal grid into wave-based battles. Skylanders Lost Islands was a generic Skylanders themed island building game in a similar vein to Clash of Clans and Dragon City. Skylanders Collection Vault was literally just a collection tracker. Skylanders Battlecast, not to be confused with Battlegrounds, was a mobile card game. I'm pretty sure that's all there was to it. Skylanders Ring of Heroes was a turn-based RPG, and again, I think that's all there is to it. There were also mobile ports of Trap Team and Superchargers, I believe. And another spin-off, they had a Netflix show I don't know if it's still going. This is going off script here. I forgot to add this. But yeah, no, they had a Netflix show called Skylanders Academy. I never watched it too much. I watched like a couple of episodes. Apparently it's alright. Not the best thing, not the worst thing. Anyway, in conclusion, the Skylanders series was a huge part of my childhood. Mainly Giants, but partially Imaginators and Cloud Patrol too. I have a silly amount of the physical toys in my collection, which completely overtook my desk while I was working on this video. Pretty much all the main games seem like bangers, but at the same time, I'm kinda glad there have been no games since Imaginators. I imagine the games would have just kinda gotten really stale after that. Well, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you at some point in the future. So goodbye.